Hello and welcome, I'm here, and today I'm playing some Arma 3 in cooperative play, and this is how to drive in Arma 3. Today, Fitch will be driving because frankly he's a better driver than me. We'll
Hello.
be, first, if you look on the map, we'll be going through Agi Marina, up to Firebase Trench Foot, then we'll be driving back north, all the way down this road to Camp Rogaine, and then to Camino Firing Range to take on the side mission. This will be showing you how to drive effectively in a hunter, and also how to fight within armed hunters and armed vehicles. Some things I
So we're
should
getting two birds with one stone.
yeah. So some things I should explain. Every vehicle is different, so I'm just going to quickly go through different sort of aspects of each vehicle. If you stay still, yeah. Okay, so you got ATVs, as you can see over there. They are agile, they steer and turn quite fast, but that can also mean they go out of control quite fast. They go about 70 kilometers an hour on grass, like all types of, off-road and on-road. So they're good for going off-road. They're really good for going up and down hills. Then you've got off-roaders, which, even though they are called off-roaders, they don't do too well off-road, but they do about up to like 90 or so on-road and a sort of an average of about 40 off-road. Then you've got cars like the Hunter and the Ifrit, or the Iris as we like to call it. They go up to like 100 on land, and on off-road like 60 or 50 or so. This is sort of estimating and guessing sort of. Then you've got stuff like the Madrid and the Marshal. Those, they go pretty slow. They're not really best for going off road. Stick them to the roads, I'd say. But they have got guns and stuff, so they're very effective. Then you got stuff like the Kajamash and the, what's R1 called? I think it's over here. The Panther. Those are pretty damn slow. They go up to like 30, 40, and they sort of get stuck off-road. So they are proper sort of APC tank type vehicles, and they do go quite slow, so you've got to be careful about them. So all different vehicles, you've got to take on their aspects and use them wisely. We'll be using a hunter, so we'll probably be sticking to the road mainly. Most vehicles, if you stick to the road, they'll go quite fast or up to their max speed. Having guns on vehicles, you always want to sort of slow down when firing with a gun from a vehicle, because it's hard to aim and be accurate while moving.
I'm Fitch, as it or Iceform pointed out. I'm going to be your driver today. Now, first things first. Don't know about you, but my preference for handbrake, which is default is X, change it to control. Because control for me is a lot easier to reach, and also when you handbrake, you can use A and D to give you a cut turn direction. So if you want to stop quickly, you can just turn your car, and it's a lot quicker than just slowing down. And if someone's shooting at you head on, you can handbrake turn. You can stop at an angle, so when you get out, you won't be facing them, and then you have the car as cover. So going up hills, cars aren't the best. But top tips: keep your car underneath 100 kilometers per hour. If you're going on a straight road, feel free to go faster, but it's just safe to keep it under 100.
Yeah.
So,
If you're wondering, that flaming wreck to our left is the car we tried driving earlier, because we did just try this for the second time and we got blown up, so that's why it looks like we edited it. It's because we did. So yeah, if you want to carry on, as you can see, keeping on the road, you can get quite fast, whereas going up hills you do go at like 20 kilometers an hour, so you can see while keeping on the road is a good idea.
right, coming up now is a really sharp corner for the road that we're coming up. You can just cut it, but you come up and you need to really slow yourself down, and you can just go around it. I cut the corner there again. Bunny on the road, 12 o'clock.
Yeah. It's always a good idea to keep good communication between your driver and any of the teammates. For instance, your other teammate can keep in the map and tell your driver when to take a turn. For instance, in a minute we're going to come up to a junction and you just want to pretty much carry on going forward. Then there'll be another junction and you want to take a right and then keep on that road, essentially, and then keep going down.
It's also good for the driver to know the destination which we're heading, which is Camino Firing Range.
I already said that.
I wasn't paying attention.
So
That's another good thing that a driver needs to have. Good listening skills.
So in a minute we're going to get to a sort of a junction, and pretty much you just want to keep going ahead.
So just drop that road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
You don't need to stay on the road, but it's recommended.
you go
See,
a
like
lot
that.
faster.
That's alright because it's a flat piece of ground and you can just jump it. But going up hills, no, you'd be a lot quicker going on the roads. So I'm keeping my car safely under 100. I don't have turbo on. Turbo does allow you to
Shift. It's always good to keep shift on while trying to get up a hill because it will increase your speed and you'll be able to get up that hill just a tad
So
bit
coming up to
quicker.
here, see, you see that this is looking almost another marked road going this way. Just cut that road there. See, there you go. But tips for driving: keep your car underneath 100. I use the keys, the mouse. It's alright. I haven't really used it properly enough, but for a car, you really need to have sudden movements to like, go around corners and yeah, just naturally.
Only if you're constantly this good when playing Wasteland.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if you check the map again, we are heading the right route in a minute. Just pretty much keep on this road until we get to that Camp Rogaine junction where we got blown up that time, and then you want to take a right essentially.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of tips that you keep your car underneath 100. That's alright. Stick to the roads, another right. But for drivers that are struggling, I don't really.
Just practice makes perfect. Just keep trying to practice
just
driving.
Like, there you go on editor, give yourself a car, just drive around Stratus.
Yeah.
Just go on servers, drive.
But
It's like piloting. You're not going to start up, and people are going to yell at you when you're a really crap pilot, and they're going to rage, and then they'll say, right, just go, and then your best bet. Some of them are kind, like, why don't you just sit on editor and just practice? So, just sit on editor and practice. I didn't practice driving, didn't need to. I hope I don't need to. It's just basic controls.
Yeah. It's all. One thing I should say is different vehicles have different levels of protection. So like Hunter, it's armored. You may think it's pretty armored, but with the new sniper rifles, you can easily shoot the person out of this car, which I will demonstrate in the future about how to effectively take out different vehicles in this episode.
So you go here's a junction.
Right.
Handbrake turn there again.
So you want to keep in mind that all different vehicles have different steerability and movability, and they weigh different. So this vehicle is a lot harder to turn than an ATV, but it's a lot easier to turn than a Madrid or a Marshal.
Also, the Zamak, the truck.
Yeah.
The thing that I've had experience with that is trying to do handbrake turns with that not good. You have to slow down really far up the road because every time I've done a handbrake turn on that, I flipped it on its side.
Do you want to take the left in a minute?
This one?
Yep. So you see, good communication and teamwork between the gunner or the driver or the passenger and the driver is always needed, because the driver can't drive along and be in this map because he'll probably crash. So you got to keep that in mind. You know, just be patient and stuff in vehicles. Don't mess about, because you will end up crashing and damaging your vehicle. If you take a right in a minute, if you check the map yourself, you can sort of see.
I set it. So here we go.
Oh god, explosions already. Where
We're
are they
increasing
exactly?
our speed. They're in the middle of the beach. Just
right.
right.
Rockets.
Right.
Oh my god, there are a lot of rockets. Oh my god, how many rockets? See if you can ram over the rocket man.
There's 3 of them.
Oh my god. Oh, did you see that? See,
there we go.
So there, you can see how teamwork can be quite effective. If you noticed, hitting that man with rocket launcher did actually make him turn off and hit his own building with the rocket launcher. So it's probably not best to go in as much as we did, and it's probably better to use a GMG with the grenade launchers than a HMG. But you get the gist of it, and good teamwork between the driver and the gunner can make that a lot easier.
Teamwork between the driver. The driver needs to know where you're going, and it's trees and forests are your worst enemy for beginners. Even into advanced, they're evil.
So we're going to go through different vehicles and stuff, and I'll see you when we're in those vehicles. So here we're driving an ATV, which is a lot more agile. It only goes a max of 70 kilometers an hour, so it's not as fast as the Hunter, but it's a lot more agile. It can go off-road and on-road at the same speed, so it doesn't have any effect going off-road. Obviously going up hills and stuff due to gravity it will have an effect, but going on flat off-road is the same as going on the road. So here, as you can see, we're going up the hill. What speed are we going at?
We're going about 50, 40.
Yeah, so you can
Or
see,
50, 55,
yeah, you still go
43.
quite fast. Obviously, you can easily be shot off, so we should probably take a right before any AIs walk up this hill. But so you're a lot more exposed, but you can go a lot more quicker. So for Wasteland and for some of the different types of modes you can play, this might be a good choice because it's a lot quicker and it's a good sort of. It doesn't make that much noise and it isn't as obvious because like the colour it's green. So it might be a bit more of an effective vehicle for a sniper, for instance, or for a lone wolf. That sort of vehicle is good, and if you take a right off the road, you can see how it handles off-road.
Alright, oh, look down the hill.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
So going off the road, that's a rock. Going off the road now,
uh,
pretty much the same.
and it still handles pretty well. Obviously, steering is quite a bit harder off-road.
I'll demonstrate, because before on the Hunter you could do, you know, like a handbrake turn. If I attempt a handbrake turn,
You
so
go
yeah,
like-
that's me turning. You do a full 360.
Now try
So-
it. If you gain your speed up again, try it on the actual road.
So here we go. We're coming up here. Say I've got a friendly just at the top of that hill, over there. So we're going up to meet him. Okay, he wants us to slow down. He wants us to stop. We go to stop. All the way around. We turned
Yeah.
all the way.
So
We
you can
faced
see
it.
that this vehicle
100
is a
meters.
lot more agile than like the Zamac transport or any of the armoured vehicles. It's a lot easier to destroy. It can be destroyed quite easily from small arms fire. But, you know, it's quite agile, so there's some good
But
points
we will
and some bad
demonstrate the
points.
agility by going through a forest. So show that forest to our right down the valley.
We'll be
We're
going
going to
through
start
there.
the road and we're going to go down through. So here we go. We're coming up to the forest that I said we're going to go through. So this will demonstrate the agility of the quad bike. You see the forest coming up to us now. Let's take a hike. So
Obviously, it's a lot smaller compared to other vehicles, so it's easier to get between trees and get through small gaps. And plus, in first person, it's a lot easier to see where the trees are and where rocks are, so you don't crash and destroy your own vehicle. As you see, going through a sort of, you know, very
dense forest.
dense forest, you could be quite consumed and quite, you know,
Hidden.
hidden within the forest. So it's quite
So for a
good.
sniper, they're
Yeah.
very good for getting or quick airways. Because most cars wouldn't be able to follow you through here. So
Yeah.
I guess practice, get an editor, just sit down in the forest, start at the top, work your way down.
And you can get through these because there's a lot of time in my Wasteland series, which if you haven't seen or you haven't seen all of, go check it out, where I will crash in forests in like off-roaders and stuff because it's very hard to get through them, especially going downhill. So it's always good to maybe have an ATV.
Another good thing about going through forests is you always check before you go. So I'm checking trees here. See, I'm gonna go up because I can't. There's a tree in the way and I don't know where I'm going. So I'm going for places that I can see. So I can go straight forward here, so I can see the entire ground laid out in front of me. But if I get to a situation where I can't see one way, I will go the other way because I can see what's there. So say that bush, I won't go through there because there might be a rock or another tree hidden behind
There's
it.
plenty of times I've gone into bushes thinking it was a bush when there'd be a rock inside the bush. So probably not best to go through bushes. Anyway, I'll see you in the next vehicle, and this hopefully will be able to help you improve choosing what vehicle is best for what situation, and give you a feel if you're a new player to Arma or you don't have Arma. Hopefully,
Or you're a skilled player and you just want to sharpen up your tips and get that much better.
because it's always good to hear what other people have to say. We're not the best at driving, we're not the best at any of the different skills that we show off in this series, but we have ideas that maybe some of you haven't thought of, we've got tips that maybe some of you haven't thought of. And if you don't play this game, I know a lot of people watch these YouTube videos and like people's YouTube videos because they don't own the game, so it's always nice to see why those people do stuff and how they interact with stuff. So I'll see you in the Marshal. Okay then, so here we're on the Marshal, which is a armoured APC. You can sit in the back. It's got 3 different types of guns. On the top it's got the 40mm cannon. It's then got another 40mm cannon. One shoots explosive rounds, one doesn't shoot explosive rounds. Don't know which one does, it's just testing it out. Then you have the M200 LMG 6.5mm, which is pretty much for taking out infantry. Then you've got the commander, which can use the smoke screen, and the driver, and then the people that sit in the back of the APC. This is pretty damn armoured, so it's pretty hard to destroy. It probably takes like 2 rocket launchers or so. We can test that out at some point, maybe, probably not. Anyway, so we're going to drive this about, and we're going to see what damage we can do in Agia Marina. Obviously, this thing turns a lot slower, it drives a lot slower, and but it's
And
armored.
the good thing for this is it's pretty damn cool, and
it's also
amphibious.
So, you can take these things in the water, which is pretty damn awesome when you think about it.
So it means all you can see is the turret, and then literally a floating fortress, if you put it like that. So we're gonna go beach, like D-Day.
Do you want to go? No. Do you want to go to the thingy, the petrol station, to take out those
Yeah,
things?
that's what to do.
Yeah.
So we don't go very fast in the water, but
As you can see,
Yeah, I
10
think-
kilometers an hour.
I think it kind of pays off really.
Yeah.
For not being able to pop the wheels and only seeing the top half of it.
It's a lot harder to hit, and no other vehicles can attack you. If you go right out in the ocean, it's hard for infantry to attack you. So then all you got is helicopters, really, and long-range missiles, which probably won't even hit you. So obviously, this thing is a lot less maneuverable. It does still go a decent speed, but you're switching agility and movement for armor, which I would
And
probably
guns.
pick. Armor and guns, yeah.
And of
Obviously,
course, the ability to be amphibious. There's another armored vehicle, which not the Hunter, which is the Strider,
yeah.
and that in my favour is probably my favourite vehicle there is. It's amphibious. It's got really good agility. It can turn fast,
And it's got super speed.
super speed, and it's very armoured. It's not
Okay,
the most
do you want to
armoured out
stop
of
here?
them.
I see a Madrid.
So
Stop. So here I'm going on to the APFSDST cannon shells. These are explosive, I believe, 40mm, and I'm going to start open firing on the other armoured APC for the enemy team. These are not the explosive rounds. Let's
these
change
are
it.
armour piercing.
Yeah. These are the explosive rounds. As you
You're
can
gonna
see,
have to
we've
repair
done
it.
a
Keep
lot
going.
of damage.
Right, we're now going to head over and beach here. Switch out to your armor piercing or your
I've
Gatling,
got a visual. Rifleman.
because there are going to be 2
300
more
meters east.
up here. Remember at
Yeah.
the docking station. So
But these are Ifrits, which are just as armoured as, for instance, Hunters, but they're for the enemy team.
here we go. We're just driving out right now.
Actually, that's another Madrid.
So as you say, we took
Enemy
2
spotted.
full shots from it,
200 meters
and
front.
we're fine. Everything's still
Yeah.
on white. So I'm pulling over here. Switch out to your LMG and finish off all the survivors. Right, in front of us, next to the other one. Directly in front of me now, coming up now. First
Okay,
one
yeah.
engaged on.
See,
Another one.
good communication between the members of an armoured vehicle, or... Why am I not hitting him? There we go, you fucking bastard.
There's another one directly behind us. Like, just tucked away behind it. You see it?
Oh yeah.
Being
Oh
shot.
god. Wheels are heavily damaged.
I see movement. Technical. 300 meters north.
So as you can see there, we got hit, but we took
Minimal
very
damage.
very little damage. So there's another one we must know now.
Where did we get hit from?
Directly in front of us on the bridge, you see a crap ton of NPCs. On the hill, rocket launcher that missed.
Okay,
Turret
keep
facing
moving.
forward. On the bridge, there's a lot of NPCs. That took us.
Okay then. As you see, that's 2 missiles we have
400
taken.
meters north.
And numerous, numerous grenades.
Yeah. Take cover.
I'm behind the rock. So that is what can take down that.
2 missiles and a bunch of grenades. Okay then, so here we have got the IFV-6C Panther. This is a heavily armoured APC/tank. It's got more armour than the Marshal, as we previously shown. It's got more things that can be damaged. The turret can be damaged and disabled. but the problem is it doesn't have as much firepower as the Marshal. It doesn't have the cannons. It's got the 12.7mm HMG light
sniper rounds.
Yeah, well, it's 50 caliber, and then it's got the 40mm GMG. So it's not got all of the firepower, but it has still got a decent amount. This thing moves very slow. It's very hard to turn, but obviously the armor to sort of make up for that. We are now going to go through Adja Marina as we previously did, and we're going to see if we can take out the infantry that took us out.
Before we do, I'm just going to show the turning. Because this thing runs on tracks, the other one's a lot harder to turn because it turns a lot quicker, but you see it turns on tracks. If I just put myself to a stop,
it's hard to like fully turn.
I can turn on the spot.
It's a bit hard. It's a lot harder to turn while moving, but it's a lot easier to turn on the spot.
Yeah. Well, you can't turn cars on the spot.
But like, I mean, like,
it's easier because of the track. So you don't need to handbrake. It's easier than most, but harder than others.
Yeah. So obviously, try these out in editor. You can get a feel for these. Personally,
so the other one, the one that we captured in our previous Wasteland video, it's a lot easier to turn. It's more.
That video got corrupted on my fault. But the other version, the Ep.4 version of this, which is the Kamaj, has Titan missile launchers and stuff like that, which has a lot more firepower and has the same amount of armor, so it's pretty much just as good.
Missiles coming in.
I see some on the left-hand side.
I got them on my radar. So, we're going to count how many missiles this thing can take.
If I don't kill him beforehand.
So that was the grenade.
The GMG, which shoots grenade launcher rounds, which is very effective.
Enemy spotted. Tank. Half a click east.
There's
Tank.
a tank. That's what's shooting at us. Right. Just genuinely as you drew. So that was a direct rocket, point blank range.
Yeah. Take a right.
It took a hole to orange and a right track to orange.
Which is not a lot of damage.
On the road, to run him over.
Yeah. Okay, and keep moving. Wonder where this tank is. Let's check the
There,
map.
on the top.
Okay then.
And that was the other
Type tank. I was in the map then, unfortunately, so I couldn't actually see any of that.